that we had $1.5 million in loans with a personal guarantee that either they could come after either me or my partner.
Entrepreneurs, we're used to having up downs, up downs, up downs, peaks, valleys, lots of money in the bank, no money in the bank. What are we doing? But I think some people listening to this, if they're new to the space or if they're safe in their corporate job and they're looking at being an entrepreneur, how did you, I want to see if you're willing to share with us, like, what happened when that real estate venture went south? Because at the time I was actually in my corporate job, so I wasn't an entrepreneur. I was actually glad I had sold my business 3 years prior. But how did you handle that? Like, because it did happen pretty much overnight. Like within a couple of weeks, property values went from millions of dollars to nothing. You lost the ability to get loans. Stuff is melting down. Like, how did you handle that? And how did you recover so quickly? What were some of the things that you did in your head to keep yourself? Because I mean, if you're facing bankruptcy, that especially from, I just made a $200,000 investment. I've got numerous rental properties. I think I'm set. I mean, you probably, if 6 months earlier, if somebody would have said you're going to be bankrupt 6 months from now, you would have laughed.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. So, that is an excellent question. And, so what happens is you reach a point. So what was going to cause the bankruptcy? That's the important thing. What was going to cause the bankruptcy is that we had $1.5 million in loans with a personal guarantee that either they could come after either me or my partner, and my partner was already going south for sure. So they were going to come after me. And you look at that and you say, okay, wow, this thing is real. What can I do to minimize this? And the path downward was, the bank is saying, we're going to take appraisals every 3 months. And if the value has decreased, you have to increase a 20% investment to keep the 20% equity to total value ratio, right? And so I researched it and realized that values were going to continue to go down, and my investment, more money after bad, was going to have to go up. And so I went to my attorney in Denver, and I said, I am standing alone here. My partner doesn't support me anymore because, he's already going south. And I need you guys to have my back, because I am going to go into the bank and tell them I will not renew the loan. So the thing was, we had an underlying property that was producing rental income to cover the cash flow of the loan, but we hadn't torn it down yet. And the bank wanted to increase the interest rate to the point where we couldn't, make the loan.
Sense. Right.
And so we said, all you need to do is give us the same interest rate, that we have now, and we can continue to make this work. And they said, nope, we won't do it. So with the moral support of my wife, Deb, which was incredible, because I had to become completely humble. There was no place to hide. And I realized that hiding, running away was not an option. So I got her support. I got my attorney's support. I got the second lender's support, because I told him, I will not put you in a situation where you have to put up more equity to cover these, declining equity values. So I'm going to go into the office of the bank, where the bank president for the whole bank in the state of Colorado was there, and stand alone and say, let the buck stop here, but I will not renew this loan. And so I did that. And so the strength that you get when you make a decision like that is absolutely amazing, but holding the space of integrity. The bank then proceeded to go out to something that was called vulture capitalists. And I, I still laugh when I think of that term. It was like they'll go to investors who will buy the loan from the bank at a deep discount. Then they own the investor, the equity person, and then they go and pick the bones, find where they can get their asset. And it was like, all right, man, that's the beginning of the end. I am doomed. And as circumstance would have it, no vulture capitalist took them up on the offer before they had to get the loan off the books before year end. And so they went back to my my private lender. And not only did they give him the interest rate that they wouldn't give me, they dropped a deep discount by 50% the value of the loan. And so
crazy.
yeah, I mean, isn't that crazy? We could have done the deal if they had come back with half of that, but they didn't. And so all I had, was I had to make a new relationship with money. It's like, okay, I lost a big chunk of change, but I've got other resources and I've got plenty of time in my life left to go and rebuild. And so that's when I made that decision. The best place to start rebuilding, as an entrepreneur, was online marketing, to take my expertise and bring it online.